Hello and welcome to Coffee with Carey. I appreciate you stopping by today. It has been like so long since I've done a makeup tutorial. It has been non-stop dating advice around here for quite some time. And I just felt like we needed to mix things up, and I thought what would be a better special occasion than the fact that I picked up a new drugstore foundation that I'm going to try for the first time. So I thought I could make you a part of that. You know, the only way I can read to you is if I put my cheaters on. This is L'Oreal Visible Lift Serum Absolute Advanced Age Reversing Makeup with SPF 17, Pro Retinol, A+, and Vitamin C. It's 1 ounce, and I found out recently that I have to pay attention to the expiration date on the back. And that gives me 1 year, October of 21. So we better get started. I have so many foundations. To use up one completely sounds crazy. I picked this up in the color 146 Nude Beige. And let's give it a shot. We'll start. Do I have moisturizer on? I feel like I do. I also have a little lip stain on that didn't come off all the way when I washed my face here today. So I'm not mixing it with anything, but I think I'll still put it on the back. 3 pumps on the back of my hand. Foundation brush from Real Techniques. I think I will actually, it's kind of moussey. Let's see, just gonna spread it around a little bit in my places. And let's see what I have here with about half of what I put on my hand. It's funny, I don't know if you saw the episode where I talked about dermaplaning, which is basically shaving your face, but I haven't done that since the video. I might put a little bit around my nose here. And since I probably have some peach fuzz on my face, you notice that I'm brushing down. I don't want to like fluff up any peach fuzz, but I should probably do some dermaplaning again. I had too much. 2 pumps would have been probably 1.5 to 2 pumps would have been enough for my whole face, so I will throw that away. And we will check this out, how it looks by the time I finish up a little look here. Medium coverage, kind of matte, and I feel like I am still pink under my nose, which is where I'm always pink. And I'm going to start with my NYX Dark Circle Corrector, which is a peachy color. This is a little teeny old MAC brush I have, and I'm going to put that right in the corners of my eyes. Just to use that to place it right at that inner corner and right at that where the dark circle there just begins. And then I have this Revlon concealer called Candid Photo Ready in the color medium, and it comes out of the tube like that. And I think this is a color that is very close to my actual skin tone, so I'm going to put that there to cover that redness around my nose. And then for an actual concealer, we're going to take the Liquid Camouflage from Catrice in the color Honey and give a little bit right there. Bring that down a little bit into that V shape. Actually, kind of bring it around to that outside corner, whatever's left over. So I think now I'm going to, should I show you what I bought this week? I was at Home Goods, and I've been looking for quite some time for something to keep all of my makeup brushes like together. And this is I brought home a bunch of things I had to return. This is the first thing that's worked. Check this out. It's a little planter. So they're all in one little thing, and I'm super excited that that worked for me because nothing has to this point. And it's great because I can bring them into the studio without having to pick which ones I'm going to need. I just take them all and I can use them as needed. Those are all my brushes I own, which I've never been able to do before. So if I go needing an eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to use this Revolution Focus and Fix little palette that looks like that. And then I'm going to dip into that lightest color there and give myself a little definition in the brows here, mostly right there at the top of the arch and the tail. From the arch to the tail, defining that arch right there. And then filling in a little bit right there where it connects. And then the Latisse is pretty much filled in the rest of them, so I feel like I'm good. If this blends, I should have full brows without any major gaps. It was my Morphe 350 palette that I brought with me today. Looks like that. Bunch of fun browns and neutrals, so I'm going to grab a couple of those. I don't know what. Right in the center of the second row here is a color that looks pretty neutral and not too orangey. Put that on my lid and into my crease. I'm not going to bother putting it under. Here's my new thought on that. If I put this under my eye, there's a chance I'm gonna have fallout, and I'll probably put something darker over it, so I'm just gonna wait for the darker. On a pencil brush, I'm gonna take a darker color, probably this one that looks a little bit like saddle suede color. I don't know what it's called. It's the second to last one in the second row. And I'm going to set that right in the crease and then draw a little corner there. Blend that out a little bit. I can bring that all the way into the corner. And then the next color is going to be a little bit darker, so I'm going to use the same brush and I'm going to go into, I think the only choice here would be this one right here. And under. Same blending brush, and I'm just going to blend it right out here. Not bringing it into the inner corner, just keeping it on the outer half. The blush I brought with me today was the e.l.f. blush palette in light, and the colors, oh, this top just broke off. The colors look like that. 2 blush colors, a bronzer and a highlighter. And I'm going to take this little blush brush from Carey 620 into this 2 pinks. The lightest pink color right on the apple of my cheek. Across the bridge of my nose. And just kind of blend that out in the general area. Not doing any contouring or anything. I will put on a little bronzer, butter bronzer in the original color here on this little angled brush that has no name. And we will put that up on my forehead just to warm things up a little bit. I think it was a nice shade match on there. Around the jawline and onto the neck. I did bring the butter highlighter with me. It looks like that, and it's in the color Pink Rose, which looks like this. Small stipple brush from e.l.f. Just gonna get a little bit of that on the tips and gently right on the top of my cheekbone there. I don't personally like to bring it down onto the apples of my cheek. I know some people like that to shine. I'll get a little oil there later on, but I feel that I have pores there I don't want to highlight, so I try to keep it up here, right on the top of my cheekbone, but below my wrinkles. Next up, I'm going to try a brand new eyeliner I've got from the drugstore. It's from the Creme Shop. Creme Shop? It looks like that with its little lid on. It's pink. Inside is their creamy gel liner that is waterproof. Actually, maybe I will use a flat brush. This is an e.l.f. eyeliner brush that is a squared off tip. Flat, square, and I'm going to dab it in here. It's a pretty stiff brush. And see what I got on that brush. By just setting it along my lashes and wiggling. Try the other eye, dab, dab, dab. That was enough to outline the actual lids, and the problem with these eyeliners is that they never look black on me. It looks like a dark blue-green, and I'm not a fan of that. So since I don't like the color, I'm gonna go over it with my MAC pencil. Sorry, we're heading out of Drugstore brands into my MAC pencil. Use any brown pencil you have. This is the only one I have with me, and this is just fixing the color I don't like, and maybe I just don't like it on my skin. Okay, I'm gonna take a big fluffy brush and brush away anything that was like fallout for me here. And for powder today, I'm going to use my Coty Air Spun, which is super inexpensive, and this is translucent. And I will tap a little bit into the cap. Take a Morphe M439. It's like a little dome brush. Tap in and definitely tap off the extra. And do the center of my forehead, down my nose, T-zone. Says translucent, but it's not white. It's creamy color, and that should hold down any oils for me. Everywhere I put concealer. Oh, I better put the cap back on this before it completely dries out and tight. With those cream gel eyeliners, they last like what, a month, and then you gotta throw them away. I don't know how to reconstitute them, so that's the problem. And I'm going to use my favorites. I don't know if you caught that video, but I did one recently about my favorite mascara duo. They are both from Essence. The one with the curved brush goes on first because it's curved and it curls my lashes and makes them long. That will add the plush thickness to the lashes. This was a couple coats. Full tutorial on how I apply that and end up with those lashes that look super curled and separated and long. Longer than my lashes have ever looked, for sure. Final step here, we need a little lipstick over this stain. We'll go with a pink color. This was a newer one from the drugstore. What I wouldn't give to have back my 35-year-old eyes. This is Hungry Pink, also from Essence, who makes my favorite mascaras. I think that will do it. I think the brows look fine. It could put a little brow gel on to hold those in place, but they seem to be staying pretty much where I put them. So I'm pretty happy with that. And let's see what this foundation looks like. It's a little while later here. I had to stop for a bit. I think it looks pretty natural. I appreciate you stopping by to check out my little fun drugstore makeup tutorial with this Visible Lift foundation from L'Oreal. It looks really nice in this light and in person here with this mirror that's not magnified, but I will wear it throughout the evening tonight. I will put it on again tomorrow morning and wear it throughout the day. So before this video goes live, I will be able to put a note down in my description bar letting you know how it wore throughout the day and if it looked nice out in the sunshine. So look for that, and I will let you know if this is worth a purchase for a great drugstore foundation that I had never tried before. I haven't had a L'Oreal foundation in years, probably since True Match. True Match was probably the last L'Oreal. I've been using a lot of other brands that you've seen here, but I haven't thought L'Oreal was doing anything awesome in foundations. But this one looked interesting, and it was practically free because I bought it at CVS. Do you know how to game the system at CVS? If you don't, you must subscribe to my channel because that video is coming up in the next week or so too. I'm going to teach you all my tips and tricks for how to get practically free stuff, or I almost have them pay me to take this foundation at the drugstore. Make sure you subscribe and hit that ring bell so you're notified every time I upload a new episode. I appreciate you being here today, and until the next time, have a good one.